So this is the Rotten Tomatoes score, audience and critic rating. The critic rating did drop below 50, and the audience score is at a 48. Now, me personally, if you want my personal opinion on Rotten Tomatoes, I think it is all rigged. I think the whole thing is a big rig show. I think the certified critics are rigged, and I think the audience score, I've heard the stories about the audience score, how they, delete low ratings that are of suspicious origin that might be bots, but they leave positive ratings in that might be bots. I've heard about this. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. So don't take my word for it, but it is something I've heard, and it makes a lot of sense. So I was getting reamed in the comments of that video, yesterday's video, where I wasn't even really talking about the overall score. I was talking more about what they were saying, but I will talk about it if they insist that I talk about it. So it's like, Mr. Grizzy, the score is 80% audience rating. The audience likes it. You're wrong. You're just doing shit to fit your narrative, yada, 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 right? Okay, so the audience, so explain to me this then, Shills. The audience rating for Captain America is indeed 80%. I think it should be lower. I think the critic rating should be lower. But okay, let's take it at face value. The audience rating is at 80. 80%. Do you know what else had an 80%, chat? I'll give you a guess, chat. Chat, would anyone like to guess? What other MCU film had an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes? I got it right here. The Marvels had an 80%. Yes, Taurus, you are correct. The Marvels had an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, if you're going to defend Captain America Brave New World, if you're going to defend and you're going to say I'm wrong and that the audience rating is gospel, there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever, it means the movie's good, then you all must have loved the Marvels over here, right? Right? Because Rotten Tomatoes is just it's the gold standard, as you guys were telling me in the chat. And look, the critic rating is at a 62% over here. So, according to Rotten Tomatoes, the audience, if you combine those two, using your own logic, using everything that you guys have been telling me in my comment section, The Marvels is a better movie than this. According to you guys, not according to me. I don't think that personally, but according to you guys, you must think that. You know what else had a low or a high audience score on Rotten Tomatoes? Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Look, it had an 81 on Rotten Tomatoes. It had 1 point higher, and it was lower on the critic rating as well. Wow, and it had a white male lead. 46 on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic rating, 81% on the audience rating. So, by that logic, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I've seen a bunch of people who were praising the hell out of Captain America Brave New World. They were shitting. The one movie they were all universally really shitting on was this one, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. But, according to this audience rating, that is the gold standard, according to all of you, 81%, this movie is better than Soy Wilson in Captain America Brave New World. How about Eternals? This one's a little bit lower, all right, 77, but it's still pretty up there. This is another one that they were all saying, oh, it's way better than Eternals, right? 47 on Rotten Tomatoes. That one's a little bit lower. I think I can agree that that was a worse movie. How about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? How about that one? Look at that, 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. That movie was trash. 74 fresh on both. Or how about this one, you guys? How about this one to all of you in the chat? I'm gonna throw these guys a bit of a curveball with this one. You guys in the chat know where I'm gonna go next? How about The Rise of Skywalker at 86% on Rotten Tomatoes? And look at that, the critic rating is higher than Captain America Brave New World. The Rise of Skywalker. Look at that. 86% Rise of Skywalker. Are you saying that The Rise of Skywalker, according to this audience score system on Rotten Tomatoes, truly is 7 points better than Captain America 6 points better than Captain America Brave New World? I don't know. I don't know. So I hope this shows, a lot of you that were not all of you in the chat, the shills who were crying in my comment section about this. The Rotten Tomatoes audience score at the end of the day doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean shit. People like trashy movies, or it's rigged. I think it's a bit of both at the end of the day. 51%. Again, going back to Captain America Brave New World, it is at an 80, 49, but, according to these ratings that are gospel to those people, the Marvels, just a little bit better than Captain America Brave New World. Anyway,